They're not going to send you to the east side, are they? Alright, turn right at which kilo, cross, make 1 right, then a right turn on Echo, and I'll have further for you. I can't hear it, but I'm crying inside. Envoy 4113, Inactive Tower 13 right, clear to land with 17016. Negative 947. So they took you to the east side. It looks like you don't have a gate as well, is that correct? So did they give you a spot yet? Alright, Mega 947, hold short of Bravo for now, monitor ground 185 and let them know if you get a spot. If not, they will probably hold you over here. Envoy 3557, made your taxi instructions. Cross 18 right there with kilo, continue straight ahead, cross 18 left, turn right on Foxtrot, contact ground 185. Y'all have a good night. American 2078, where you headed? American 2078, taxi Bravo, hold short, make 18 right. Envoy 4113, 13 right for the land. Envoy 3691, Eco Tower 13 right, clear to land with 17011. DFW 71 Heavy, roger. Envoy 3349, DHS 10 at 18 right, line of voice. 18 right, line of point, Envoy 3349. Negative 2078, cross, make 18 right, cross, make 18 left. Foxtrot, Alpha, 0.65 on the Alpha bridge.
From Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, this is Runway DFW in color.
Alright, I realized I was supposed to talk while that music was playing, but anyway, yes, we're a little bit late this evening due to my other job. I had to stay a little later than anticipated so that I could finish up all the work that needed to be accomplished. And so I gave myself a little extra time to set things up this evening. We should be on the verge of seeing Flight 192 British Airways going out to London. I think its takeoff will be a little bit impeded on the east side. The takeoff on the east side will be a little bit impeded by this UPS 747, which is parked right in front of us. But let's see what we can see. British Airways headed to London, the first of what usually are two A380s here in the evening, but I believe we've only got this one for you tonight. Because Qantas, I don't see the Qantas A380 here. They could have replaced it today with a... I see a Qantas plane down there. I don't know if that's going to Melbourne or if that is that's the replacement for Flight 8 to Sydney. But at any rate, we won't be seeing a late night A380 tonight. But we've still got lots of other things to see today. So glad you could pop in to Runway DFW, soon to be After Dark. After Dark tonight is defined as 8:10 p.m., so we're only about 4 minutes away from After Dark. Sunset coming earlier each day that goes by. So yeah, we had I had a lot of story. What I do is my job is to process TV news stories and make them readable on the internet. And for some reason we had a lot of stories tonight. Sometimes we don't have as many. So I had to get them all squared away before I could pop 5 minutes over here from the Starbucks where I was working. Once this gets out of view, we've got for your enjoyment American Flight 2373 going to Vancouver in Canada, an Airbus A321. If you have if you were here on Saturday, you know that we've only got one north-south runway operational here on the west side of the airport. We'll explain a little bit more about that when we've got a gap in the action. But suffice it to say, almost everything that we see tonight will be a departure. On Saturday, we only saw two arrivals. They were both 747 cargo aircraft. And so that's taking off on 18 right, and right behind it is the 747. This is a 747-400, flight 751 UPS going to Louisville. This is a 17-year-old aircraft. a king, followed shortly by a queen. And I don't know, I haven't looked at the agenda for tonight. I don't know if we normally see at least one or two other 747 cargoes come in during the course of the evening. As you can see by the stripe at the bottom of the screen, it's another hot one here in North Texas. Currently 105 it says there. Wind is not quite as brisk as it has been recently, about 7 miles an hour or so, or less. So the nice part about these planes taking off on 18 right is they're close. That's as close as we can get to a plane that's about to take off here. The bad part is, of course, we're not getting quite as many arrivals. Maybe none, maybe zero tonight. I don't know. See how it plays off. We've got 3 planes lined up to take off right now as we watch this one bank on its way to begin its trip to Louisville. It's about, an hour and a half trip, I think. Something like that. And we have officially eclipsed into Runway DFW after dark. So there you go. And speaking of royalty, we saw that Queen just taking off there. We have 757 Chip here tonight, in person. Sitting on the bench over there. So everybody say hello to Chip. I'll have to see what this plane is. See them doing some work. Got some digging going on over there. Now I would think that if they had machinery that wasn't being used adjacent to a runway, my thinking was, well, you move that away from the runway just in case there's something that goes awry. But I guess not. So what did we just see? We just saw American Eagle 3459 to Monterey and Embraer 175. Coming up for you, American 2003 to Seattle. This is an Airbus A321 here on what we now like to call Runway DFW After Dark. If you were here with us on Saturday night, you know that the British Airways A380 did not take off until after 11 p.m. And that meant that the Qantas A380, there's only one A380 gate that works here at DFW Airport. What I mean by works is that has the necessary dual jetways that are needed for a plane that big. So because the British Airways plane was so late, the Qantas flight to Sydney was very late. I think it didn't go out until like, I don't know, 2 something in the morning on Sunday. So, let's see. Big Gronkowski's here with us tonight down in South Padre Beach. They should have made 2 Founders Plazas, catty-corner to one another when the runways get shut down. Well, they did have another. The original Founders Plaza was on the other side. It was on the east side of the airport. I never went there. It was there when I lived in the area, but I wasn't big into plane spotting then. And so I never went to it, but people tell me it was a little closer to the action. But I don't think it provided these kind of panoramic views that we get from the current Founders Plaza here on the northwest side of the airport. And we got to count our blessings for whatever we get here, because there's so many airports that don't really have any site that caters to plane spotters. So thank you, DFW Airport, for providing us with this attraction. It's free. It's open 24/7. Let's see, what do I got to do here? This heat isn't working for Cassie. If I had to stand outside for 5 or more minutes, I'd probably die. Oh, it's not that bad. I believe we've got a Volaris coming our way. This is flight 817 going to Querétaro in Mexico, Airbus A320. There you see the big lighted X that the Volaris plane just went by. That X signifies that runway 18 left is indeed closed to air traffic, and that's going to endure until next spring sometime. There's the X. Another American Eagle about to embark. This one also going to Mexico, to Aguas Calientes, to be specific, flight 3735, number 170. Chip is enjoying his brand new camera. Doing some testing here, some field testing. What's the model of your camera, Chip? I can't remember.
RX-10-5.
RX-10 Mark 5. Is that how they say it?
It's got auto ISO, which is...
Ah. Auto ISO. What does it go up to?
6,400. I think it goes higher, but you can program it to go higher.
Yeah. I let this go as high as it can, and it gets a little squishy sometimes, but Well, we can see the planes. Hey, we've see, just to let you see, it's coming our way here from origination Miami. That's a UPS plane that came in on the east side, 767 flight 335. But we shall shift our focal point to catch this Volaris on its way south of the border. Looking up in the sky, not quite a half moon on this Tuesday, the 18th of August. I'm thinking way ahead. Just about 1 month from now, we will be going to Los Angeles for the Cranky Dork Fest weekend festivities, followed by our annual trip to South Korea. So I hope you can stick with us for all those fun activities. Here is the America West American Airlines livery. Nice to see it close up. This is flight 3232 to Phoenix, an Airbus A321.
Taylor 6222, high departure. Order departure, Charlotte. And American 3232 for future reference, we need that information when you taxi out on ground. Roger, sorry about that.
Are we on the wrong stream tonight?
Turn right heading 190 and a 18 right, you're clear for takeoff. On departure, right 190, clear for takeoff, 18 right, American 3232.
Well, I apologize. I'm just finding out now that we're on an alternate link to our original stream. So my apologies to all of you for that.
Envoy 4188, you can turn at 18 right, line of voice. 18 right, line of voice, runway 41.
thank you, Josh Aldridge, for posting the link to the correct stream. And I really don't know what happened with that. I'll have to investigate. Sometimes the internet works in mysterious ways.
Well, it's that.
American 3232, kind of departure. Over departure, American 3232.
We'd like to thank Chad Hart, who's now been a member for 3 years. Thanks so much to you, Chad, for your ongoing support of Runway DFW. You headed out. So good to see you, Chip. Okay. Stay safe. Glad to see you. So you will see, I think, there's Chip going out there. Nice to see him back at Founders Plaza. So who do I see here? I see Michelle RS, one of our mods. I see Anna the dispatcher. Hello, Anna. I see the random spotter, Luke. Hello, Luke. And I saw Josh earlier. It's about a lot of our regular folk here tonight. This is the America 250 sticker on this American Eagle plane. I don't know if I'd seen that on that plane before. It's American Eagle Embraer 175 going to Killeen in Texas. Flight 3957. Got a couple of E-jets going out, followed by an Airbus A320 American Airlines. We've got, let's see here. What have we here? Why, it's a Martinair Super Cargo Master. $19.96. One of those 20th century planes.
Convoy 3567, RNAV, Park, May 1 ready to pick up.
And that, of course, makes it 30 years old. Here goes that A320, I believe that is. It's American 546 to San Antonio.
Convoy 3567, can I approach? Approach only 35.
$19.96.
I think you heard 2 years there. Let me get the right one.
$19.98.
There you go. Another 20th century plane. Was 28 years old in June of this year. So it's a little bit quiet here, so let's see if we can explain to you what's happening with all these planes and runways and such. Here's a map of the airport. Let me get our telestrator going here. And let's see, do I want that? Do that. I'm contemplating all my markers here. So we are here where the blue Runway DFW logo is, overlooking runway 18 right. And now tonight the planes are taking off to the south. We're in South Flow, so they're going to the south, taking off from right in front of us. Now the problem is, well, not a problem, but what's happening tonight is that 18 right is closed, and that's going to be closed until next May, I believe it is, sometime in the spring. So that means everything that happens here on the west side, with the exception of 13 right, which is another runway used for incoming flights, everything's going to be happening tonight, for the most part, as far as we're concerned, here on 18 right. Now on Saturday night, we did see 2 747s arriving on 18 right, but those were the only arrivals that we noted on Saturday night. Will that change tonight? I don't know. But aside from that, all the arrivals with the are coming in on the 2 parallel runways, 17C, 17 center, and 17 left, over there on the east side. And 17 right is another departure runway. So the departures are 17 right and 18 right tonight. And again, 18 left is not open for business. So that's the overview of what's happening here at DFW Airport. So it's a little different. We've got to get used to some things around here. I didn't get a chance while he was here to say thank you to Chip, who is celebrating 39 months, trying out the new camera tonight as a Quadjet member. Thank you.
Awesome. I enjoy your stream. I was in Canada. I wanted to say hello and how much I enjoy your work.
Oh, well, thank you so much. What's your name?
Jim.
Jim. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Walt.
Thank you, Walt. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. A fan. So anyway, thank you to Chip for being with us for so darn long. And we did say thanks to Chad Hart, who also gives thanks to our mods. Yes, sir. And Jacob Neild with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Jacob. Are there any flights to Tampa, Florida tonight? I will have to look that up.
Take out 18 right on FT Park for American 26.
So we've got a flight to Tampa that left at 6:44 p.m. before we got here. A flight to Tampa that left at 8:13, which was after we went on the air, but I don't think we saw it because it probably went out on the east side of the airport. which we don't have a very good look at from our perspective, regrettably. So, and I didn't look to see if there were any in the future. I'll check that in a minute. This would be flight 2698 American Airlines going to Albuquerque, New Mexico, 737-800. There are the glowing towers of Cedar Hill, Texas, where local TV and FM stations broadcast to North Texas. Take a look at a 757 preparing to take off for Chicago Rockford International Airport. It's a 757 flight 753 UPS. And this one is our oldest aircraft yet tonight.
1988.
That will be celebrating 38 years in the sky as of this October. Nothing to sneeze at. Doesn't look like we have any further, at least any further flights to Tampa from here tonight, to our viewer who asked. Big Ronbowski wants to see a turn-of-the-century aircraft, and we usually see at least one per night, so we'll see. Josh says that tug is a real pencil pusher. That's a good one, Josh. I see Anna, the dispatcher's got to check out for the night. Anna, thank you for spending some time with us. I saw Anna, when was it? Was it Saturday or last Thursday? One of our last broadcasts, they all kind of blend together sometimes. Anna came out and said hello, and I was very happy to see her. Mosab Nadi is our newest subscriber. Thank you for that. A subscription is free, and that means that you can participate in the chat after a 5-minute waiting period. So I hope you'll say hello to everybody. Vero Bueno with a greetings from the great state, the Garden State of New Jersey, my former home. Rin Massage has got to bring back the rim shot. Yeah, I keep meaning to add that to my soundboard and I don't do it. Parker DFW channel member saying good evening, everyone. Sparrow Racing. And we're going to see some great photos from Sparrow Racing in our viewer photos segment a little later. Says, what is the oldest plane you have ever seen here at DFW? And that is an excellent question. So we've seen some old ones, although I think the oldest one that I've seen, or that we've presented on a stream, was actually when we were in the Cayman Islands. And that would have been a, what was that? It was a freight plane. It was from like 1955 or 1954, something like that. And I know there are older active planes. There's some DC-3s flying about, but I think that's the oldest one we have ever made note of. In fact, I had to dig into the archives to find a jingle for it. I had it. What are we looking at here? There goes that 757.
American 3006, 918 right, on a voice. Last wing, runway 1, right?
It's American 2707. It's a Airbus A321 going to Austin, Texas.
2707, connect for Roger, 2707.
There's that beautiful 757 waiting for takeoff. Doug Jackson, and I'm not laughing, I'm saying it's like a gasp of incredulity, just sent 50 Runway DFW memberships. Doug Jackson, thank you so much. You'll see the names of our new members popping up at the bottom of your screen. 50 members. Wow. Oh yes, I have seen older planes. Somebody's mentioning a military plane. I have seen older military planes, but we generally don't focus in on military. I mean, that's kind of a separate category. I don't know a lot about military planes. I have seen some World War II planes, but in fact, one of our very first, my first test of what was to become Runway DFW was at Denton Enterprise Airport. I went over there with an old camera I had and a not an inappropriate tripod. I mean, when I say inappropriate, I mean it wasn't really meant for what I wanted to do. And so I went to Denton Enterprise Airport. It was on a Sunday afternoon or something, and there was like the remnants of this military air show day that they were having at the airport. And there was I know there was a B-24, because that's the kind of plane my dad flew in the World War II, and I'd recognize that anywhere. There was one air show I went to, and this was again before Runway DFW, where I did get to actually go aboard a B-24 that had flown in, still operational. Yeah, it's just amazing to think of what those aviators went through in World War II. I mean, they were flying high in an unpressurized cabin. American 1202 is an Airbus A320 going to McAllen, Texas. Uh-oh, somebody's got their wish. because this plane was built So I know we had a plane that was from this year.
1966.
I think the one I'm thinking of that we saw in the Cayman Islands was pre. I think it was from the 1950s, as I remember it. Still seeing the names of our new members splash across the bottom of the screen. Thank you to Doug Jackson once again for that tremendous gift to our viewers. Calvin Rigo is a subscriber from Toronto, Canada. Or should I say Toronto is how they pronounce it, yes? Got another UPS backing out. This is 767. Be on its way shortly to the UPS Worldport in Louisville.
Big fan of channel, Walt.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Bet. I'm operating 80 tomorrow night if you're going to be around.
Pardon?
I'm going to be flying 80 tomorrow night if you're going to be around.
Oh, wow. So I do believe we had a pilot say hello, saying big fan. And if I heard him right, he was saying flying Flight 80, which is American to London. Unfortunately, I won't be here tomorrow night. Just for your planning purposes, we hope to be with you again on on Thursday night, and that will be our last. We will not have a Saturday presentation from DFW because, well, we won't be here. Maybe we'll tell you more about that on Thursday. And then once again, next month is a big month for Runway DFW. September always a 18th, is it? I can never remember. By the way, that's American 2522 to San Francisco and Airbus A321. To the Bay. So yes, next day, the 18th of August, of September, September, we will be traveling to Los Angeles for the Cranky. We hope to bring you at least one. We'll present to you in cooperation with our friend Reverse Ops Patrick. Remote input from our good buddy Spotter, and the talents of, if he wishes to do it, of should be fun. I don't know if we can broadcast. If not, maybe we'll do just consecutive broadcasts on our own channels and hang out with one another. That might be the easiest way to do it. I don't know. But yes, the code share crew, at least 2/3 of the code share in person. So anyway, Friday the 19th is when we get to LAX. We may do a some kind of a Friday. On Saturday for sure, if the weather is cooperative. And then I'll be headed to Seoul. Sunday, it'll be a late night flight on, I think it leaves at 11 p.m. Sunday night. On an Airbus A350, which would be for my first experience on that plane, and probably my first and last experience ever on operating its wings into Korean Air in just a couple when we're coming back. But anyway, that should, and we get day morning Korea time. My tentative plan is to rent a car. We'll go up to our favorite plane spotting place at Incheon International Airport and put on. Well, at least 2, maybe 3 days of transmissions from Incheon. About an hour, more than an hour away by train or car or bus. Daughter-in-law. And I'm hoping to do some more Runway DFW at large and transportation network of Seoul. An Airbus A321 is going to Salt Lake City, Utah. This is American 2993. Our alternate stream. It's not the one we teased. I don't know what happened, but you seem to have found us, so I guess that's good. Random spotter is alerting us to a launch, and yeah, I do see that. You know what we're going to do? We are going to handle that by pausing, reduce our frames per second, and see if that helps. So stand by. We're going to take care of that. I think this should work because it worked the last time. Back with you on Runway DFW. If for some reason you still see us, but
altimeter 2990.
all right, this is Runway DFW test coming at you with reduced frame rate. We're still at 1080p. but at 30 frames per second now instead of the 60, which I'm hoping will be enough to appease the internet overlords. Here goes that 767. It's UPS Flight 765 to Louisville.
UPS 765 heading, connect sports, good night. UPS 765 heading.
Okay, so April Wonder Woman, one of our channel members, says we're all good now, and I haven't seen any what are called in the business dropped frames. So I think we were just kind of overextending ourselves there. Most of the time that works, but occasionally here at Founders Plaza it does not. Rick Hoyler with who is a channel member, 6-month member now, halfway to my first year. Love this channel. Well, Rick, we love you being here, and thank you for that. See, there was some American Airlines news
Envoy 4173
today.
Wind 170 at 11.
American
runway 18 right, clear for takeoff.
decided to reverse course
Hey, RNAV to Laren, 18 right, clear for takeoff.
on its decision several years ago to eliminate seat-back entertainment screens on its narrow-body planes, and said, yeah, we're going to put those back in. State-of-the-art, 4K, Bluetooth, all that stuff. Which is, of course, has been a major differentiator between American and the other major U.S. airlines, Delta and United, which never gave up on the seatback entertainment. It's American Eagle 4173. This one, destination Corpus Christi, Texas. So anyway, I fly mostly on American Airlines. I don't really miss the seatback screens because my recollection of them, they were always not very good. Sometimes they didn't work. Sometimes the screens were fuzzy, blah, blah, blah. I understand the technology has improved significantly since the original generation of seatback entertainment. So we'll see what they do. I don't really mind Americans' current scheme of they give you Wi-Fi. Now it's free Wi-Fi if you have a free Advantage Miles account. There's American 1321 going to Albuquerque, New Mexico, 737-800. So yeah, if you've got a phone or a tablet, you've got your entertainment all set on American Airlines as long as you have a free Advantage account. And they've got a pretty good selection of movies and music and TV shows and such. And, I know my screen is going to work. but I haven't really been exposed to the latest generation. I know when I was on Korean Air, was it last year or the year before? I can't remember if it was the 747 or the A380. So I've been on both of those the last couple of years. At least one of them, the screen was terrible. It was like looking at mud. Hello, Frontier Airlines. This bird is bound for San Francisco, and on the tail is Chu the Pika on this Airbus A320neo. And yes, that's an air start in the background coming from the direction of UPS. I never know what plane it is. I'm thinking maybe it's, I think, well, it's like mostly 767s over there. They usually have one A300 which goes out during the evening. But they do have 767s which are pretty old. In addition to, I think there may be one 757 over there as well.
Frontier Flight 3999, DFW Tower, wind 180 at 8, speed park, runway 18 right, close pick up. Runway at speed park, pick up 18 right, Flight 3999.
So here's Chu the Pika. Not to be confused with Pikachu. I guess a Pika is some sort of a rodent. Appears to be.
Alaska 550, Roger, Whiskey Foxtrot, cross runway 18 left. Roger, cross lane left at Whiskey Foxtrot, left. Frontier Flight 3999, connect port. Departure Flight 3999.
David Stover, thank you for being a Twin Jet channel member now for 17 months. He is a fan of the 757, as I think most of us are. We would like to also thank Thomas Wells for a $2 super chat. Thank you, Thomas. Our friend Josh Aldrich has got to leave us. Thank you, Josh, for your great contributions to Runway DFW. Always great to see you here. Everybody likes to know what's on your mind, and I'll see you next time. Pipe organs and jets, y'all also headed to bed. We say goodnight to you. Mrs. Runway DFW says, I need a secretary out there to read my chat to me. With the footnote, ain't gonna be me. Alaska Flight 550 is going to Seattle. It's a 737-900. As I mentioned earlier, we've got some great photos in the viewer photos segment. Only 2 participants tonight, but some series of very great photos. So hang in with us. Hang in with us for that. That is what my mouth was trying to say. Well, it's that time. It's just after 10 o'clock in the... I'm sorry, 9 o'clock. Is it 9 o'clock? 9 o'clock in the central time zone of the USA.
This is Runway DFW After Dark.
Thanks, Warren. We are live at DFW Airport in Texas. We're looking at American 1797 going to Las Vegas in Airbus A321. Here we are at Founders Plaza. And here comes a MAX 8. American 364 is going to San Jose, California. Dave says he can't go back in this stream further than 8:59. Is that because we had to do a reset? I think so. Now I think that will be resolved when everything gets put to bed after we broadcast. I think YouTube stitches that all together. But I apologize for that inability to go in reverse. The Admiral, I am done with summer. Need to fly north? Yeah, the heat is pretty much relentless here, at least for the next, I think, about week, maybe? I can't even imagine it being under 100 degrees in the daytime here. And what do we still have on our thermometer? 102? I think that may be just a tad inflated. My watch is saying it's 97 in Grapevine, Texas. But in any event, it's still on the warmish side. But we, nevertheless, are here with you And our equipment is faring okay in the nighttime. You know, I think without, even though it's hot, the absence of sun is kind to our cameras and switchers and soundboards and computers and all.
Frontier 1647, RNS depart, runway 18 right, take off. Take off 18 right, Frontier flight 1647. Frontier flight 1323, here's the job, wind 1708, runway 18 right, not a hold. Runway 18 right, runway.
That's Stuart, the red-billed streamer tail on the vertical stabilizer of Frontier 1647. This is going to Las Vegas. It's Airbus A321neo on Runway DFW. Well, it's a small bonus we have, being so close to runway 18 right, being able to get a close-up view of the liveries of some of the planes we like to see. Got another Frontier plane right behind that one.
Frontier flight 1647, got export. Departure, Frontier flight 1647, Frontier 1323,
Stuart,
RNS depart,
no.
runway 18 right, take off.
That is Pike the Otter. Pike the Otter. So long, Pike, off to the mile-high city of Denver.
American 1380, hold short of Whiskey Kilo. Kilo 6416, gauge up there, it'll be just 2 miles across the coast. Frontier 1323, got export your cardinal, 553.
Joseph Clearwater wants to know if I'll be coming back to Indianapolis to do any live streams. There's none on our calendar, but you know, never say never. Anna said that otter. Wait, did that not? Yeah, that otter flew over me last night on my way home from work. Adam Hurt, channel member, says the worst of the heat finally broke in Nashville, Tennessee. Still a warm 92 degrees today, but hit 100 this past weekend. Yeah, I mean, you know, we're kind of used to the heat in Texas, although I think last summer we were pretty lucky. I don't know that we had even one 100-degree day, if I remember right. I think it was last summer.
American 1380, give way to the heavy, and then cross runway 18 right and cross runway 18 left at Whiskey Kilo.
Big Rombowski noting that the French have invaded the Bank of America Tower in downtown Dallas. It does kind of give that appearance tonight, does it not? Well, either that or it's a patriotic red, white, and blue instead of the blue, blanc, and rouge. Of course, the big attraction in downtown Dallas, of course, is the W building, naturally. So Anna says, yeah, it's the hottest it's been since I moved here in 2023. I'm going to see where the Qantas flight is.
6416, RNSB Park, runway 18 right, let's take out. RNSB Park, 18 right.
Now, usually it's parked right there at the corner of the southwest corner of Terminal D. But it's got to see if we've got even a flight going out tonight. DFW to SYD. Qantas Flight 8, August 18th. Scheduled departure 10:55 with the Yam Dreaming delivery on the 7879 Dreamliner. So no A380 tonight for the Qantas flight to Sydney. It's a Dreamliner on this date. But that Yam Dreaming delivery will be something to see if it, assuming it comes over here to take off, which it should. So stay tuned for that. Raina Taylor wants to know if I can read her horse competition message. I will look for that, Raina.
Sky 16416.
Let me see if I can find it back here. First of all, Harry's Way 007 says, "Hi Walt, I live in Frisco and was a constant visitor of Founders Plaza. Since I started following you, I tune into your live in the evening and I feel that I am there. We'll say hi next time I drive there. Hope you will." Okay, so here's Raina's message that I somehow overlooked. Says, "Howdy Walt, did really good at my horse competition today. In my Hunter under saddle class, I got 3rd place, bronze. And in my Hunt seat equitation class, I got 9th place. Very good results, Raina Taylor, up there in, I don't know if you're still in Tulsa, but you were in Tulsa for that competition. Congratulations."
Convoy 4299, connect Sportsville Safe. Departure on 4299, have a good one.
Channel member Ann Angle, 2011 US, Eva Air landed on the east side. Yeah, that is unfortunate. Actually, if we get lucky here, we may see it after it crosses over the bridge. Should be moving through the background there somewhere. Well, maybe not. Actually, methinks it's down here somewhere. There's a view of Terminal F, the new American Airlines terminal, which will open Phase 1 next year. I think they said about 13 gates will open initially. And we're looking for Eva Air, Eva Air, Eva Air. There's Eva Air. It just came over the bridge. It's Flight 50 from Taipei, a 7879 Dreamliner. And you may hear revving up a 767. Let's see what that's all about. So that is UPS Flight 767. It is a 767, a 13-year-old plane. It is on its way to Louisville. And based upon its nose pointing at us, about to blind us with the light, looks like it's going to take off over here on the west side. So how's our signal holding up? I don't think we've dropped any frames yet, so everything is good. Super 80 Adrian, you're not the first to notice that there are glass jetways, or what appear to be glass jetways, at the new terminal, which I think, this is Texas. What is that? That seems like a mistake. Yes, they'll be air conditioned, but glass, Texas, summer, jetways. Got Raina getting some congrats from our viewing audience. Yes, I finally saw it. Rohan, channel member, saying howdy. We welcome W2 coming to us from a Costa Rica plane spotting channel. We welcome you. The plane we mentioned pretty constantly here on the evening streams, FedEx Flight 1058 from Alliance Airport in Fort Worth is zeroing in on an east side takeoff. It's a 757. It is a very short flight. It's been in the air for all of 7 minutes now. And it'll be touching down in about 2. We may go over and take a peek at that. Why hasn't this aircraft blasted us with its headlight yet? You see what you call headlights through the temporary fence there in the foreground, lighting up the grassy area. So if this takes off on 18 right, it's going to have one of the shortest paths to take off of any plane here at the airport. Yep, it's got to line up and wait, so it's next out. American Flight 577 is going to Denver, Colorado. It's an Airbus A321. Hope you'll stay with us for the next while. We will have our viewer photos segment, and we will have Stamp Your Passport, where you get to put your little YouTube icon on a map of the world to share your location with our viewers. All right, 767 on the mark for takeoff. 13-year-old plane. And for our new viewers, you don't get a jingle unless either your plane was built in the 20th century, in the 20th century, or in the year 2000. One of those two. Those are jingle-enabled planes.
Are you ready to go? Blue 65129 Whiskey Foxtrot, runway 18 right, line of void. Blue 65129 also Conway here, one says departing heavy Boeing 767. Blue 767 Heavy, contact departure, good night. Contact departure. Blue 65129, RNSP Park, runway 18 right. Take a...
Francis Waite is a channel member coming to us from down under, from the Gold Coast of Queensland. Hello, Francis. Brandon Rabbit wants a jingle. Brandon was born in do we have one that goes back that far?
1988.
There you go, Brandon. There's your jingle. Happy. Ed Miladen worked at Emory Air Freight, Emory Worldwide, Emory Purelator, Emory Worldwide, a CF company in Louisville, and Lexington, Kentucky. I miss being on an airport. Yeah, it does get in your blood, I would think. Yes? JICN is saying hello. Jay, I'm assuming you either have an interest in or are at or somewhere in Korea. So, and yes, once again, we'll be blasting our signal from Incheon International Airport next month. I believe our first show from there would be on the 22nd of September. I think we're weatherproof. We will be staying at a place, assuming it still has this feature, where we can bring you the action from inside if we need to. hoping we won't have to because we've got a tremendous outside location for our streams. As we watch American Eagle 4235 to Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
On board 4235, the next question. Departure after that, on board 4235.
I keep looking to the north to see if there's any planes that are going to land here on 18 right. I haven't seen any. Should we do another explanation? The explanation is that currently and until next spring, runway 18 right, which is where the planes normally take off here on the west side, 18 right is closed. So we're not seeing any planes taking off or landing there. They're rebuilding that runway. So all the action is on runway 18 right, which is nice because it's right close to our location at Founders Plaza. So the planes are going out on runway 18 right. We do have some planes that are landing on 13 right out of our site. And we also have planes that are landing on 17. I thought I could do those both at the same time. Landing on 17 center and on 17 left. And the other takeoff runway, in addition to 18 right, is 17 right, where the planes are taking off to the south. So that's the situation here at DFW Airport on this August the 18th. UPS has another 767 backing out. It's going to Ontario Airport in California. It's a pretty new plane, 3 years old. It's behind a berm, so we can't see it quite yet. There comes American 1036. It's going to Kansas City. An Airbus A320. One of American's newer A320s. This one's just 16 years old.
170 and 10, RNAV, T-Park, 18 right, RNAV, T-Park, 29, clear for takeoff, American 1036. The bus head is underway for 18 right, on board.
I wonder if pilots are aware of the age of their plane. As you know, airline pilots don't fly the same plane. Well, at least on big airlines, they switch among different airplanes of the same type or family that they're rated on. But they definitely don't fly the same plane all the time. They look at there's probably a plaque somewhere on the door jamb which says when it was built. I wonder if they pay any attention to that, pilots do, or if they, it really doesn't matter to them, I guess, unless the controls are different. Plus, there are some idiosyncrasies associated with an older plane versus a newer one of the same type. So it looks like Flight 761 to Ontario, California, going to move into position to take off. Well, what we've lacked in wide-body passenger planes, we've made up for in wide-body cargo planes so far, I think.
GPS 761 Heavy, RNAV to Laird, runway 18 right, so take. RNAV, Laird, straight for takeoff, 18 right, GPS 761. Scale 6260 coming towards. License check.
Blake Richardson says, my cousin is a pilot for United. Fishy Fishy says, dude, this stream is awesome. I'm listening to ATC, watching Flight Radar 24, and actually seeing the planes at the same time. Well, we're glad you like what you see, and we're glad you subscribed to Runway DFW.
GPS 761 Heavy, connect towards good night. 761, good night.
And now, if you will excuse me for just a second, I've got to engage in a hydration break. So I'll turn off my mic for a second, and I'll be right back.
Blue Strict 6275, turn right heading 190, runway 18 right, clear for takeoff. Right to 190, clear for takeoff, 18 right, 6275.
Angie asks if Qantas will take off from the east side. We hope not. We don't think so. Now, Qantas tonight, as we've mentioned, is not going to be the A380. It's going to be the Dreamliner Dash 9. Because there are some days that Qantas just says, we're going to send our smaller aircraft to Dallas for whatever reason. So it's a Boeing 787-9. The Yam Dreaming livery is what we'll get to see, and it should take off right over here on 18 right, back to Sydney. That was flight 5275 to Lawton, Oklahoma, American Eagle, CRJ 701 ER.
Yeah.
I think we've only got 3 UPS planes left over there. This one right in front of us still has its cargo door open. So they're still doing some Loading procedures.
Park for 918, take out. RNAV, Park, click take off when you're ready, man. American 1636 Tower, Europe, you can cross for 918 lock.
Channel member Wilco BC says good evening to me and to our mod, the Random Spotter. Francis says, wait till Qantas flies the Airbus A350-1000 to Dallas in a few years' time. That'll be great. Well, you know, I don't know if they will. It seems like that plane is more reserved for even longer flights. I mean, maybe they'd use it on the Melbourne to Dallas leg.
1636 Tower, you ready?
But as best I can tell, they're planning to use that on the ultra-long flights like Sydney to London and things like that. But I could be wrong. Of course, Qantas has said, I think it was by by 2032, I think is the date they've set to begin retiring its A380 fleet. Our next departure is American 1636. It's going to Portland, Oregon. And its passengers are riding aboard an Airbus A321.
1636, RNAV Park for 918, right, take off. RNAV Park, take off when you're right there. Second 1514, DFW Tower, 918, right on the board. Parkway, 18 right, American 1514. 1371, connect departure. Park American 1371.
You can see in the background a parallel takeoff over on the east side of the airport.
American 1514, RNAV Valerian, runway 18 right, quick pickup.
Still a pretty toasty evening here at DFW.
Yeah, with 4961, DFW Tower, 918 right on the board.
But you know what? I'd rather it be this way than cold. Let's try our luck at a wide-bodied aircraft about to take off for London, American Flight 80. It's tonight and 777-300 ER. Should be going out right about this area. Let's see how accurate we are. This is taking off on runway 17 right. And you'll see a plane in the foreground, but we're interested in the plane in the background, which is the one that's going to London. We have another Frontier aircraft to admire the tail of. This one, Piper, the White Pelican. It's flight 4069 going to Denver, an Airbus A320neo.
Boy 3611, true direct heading 100, runway 18 right, take up. 190, 18 right, clear for takeoff on boy 3611. Frontier 4069, use the Sierra, 18 right, on the boy. 18 right, on the boy.
So we got some runway inspectors on the move here. Not sure, or they could just be work trucks. The pictures we show you are deceptive. I mean, it looks like I might be the only one here, but there's lots of people here. I can see some of the cars. There's the beacon that dominates the landscape here at Founders Plaza. Some empty spaces.
Frontier 4069, Arnett to be parked, runway 18 right, let's take up. Arnett to park, 18 right, let's take up, flight 40. Skywest 4966, to the car, 18 right, on the boy.
I see O'Malley in here. Hello, O'Malley. Another one of our great mods. Howdy to you. There goes Piper off to Denver.
4817, use the terror company is underway, runway 18 right, on the board. 20 right, line up, 47. Frontier 4069, coming forward. Frontier flight 4069,
We've got a CRJ 701ER here, American Eagle. It's got the Sky West branding. It's operated by Sky West. Going to San Angelo, Texas.
4817, Arnett, speed forward, runway 18 right, pick up. 3783, due to the tower, 18 right, on the boy. 18 right, line of point, on boy, 37. 370. Scale 4956, coming, 429.
Got another CRJ, this one is CRJ 900. It's another Sky West. This one, destination St. George, Utah. Flight 4817, American Eagle.
Runway 3783, Arnett to land, runway 18 right, take up. Arnett land, 18 right, clip take off on boy 3783.
And here we have American Eagle 3783 to Brownsville, Texas. That's an Embraer 175. Well, even though we're just getting departures, it's nice to see things busy here. We have been gifted with some sparkles from Ferris Madras. Thank you, Ferris.
Envoy 3783, good day.
Blake Richardson says, do food parks ever truck here at Founders Plaza? And the answer is, to the best of my knowledge, no. In fact, in the, I think in the literature that the airport puts out for Founders Plaza, they discourage anybody from eating here, although as you can clearly see, they have provided picnic tables, as Yogi Bear might say. So, I don't know, people do eat here. And, you know, the reason they don't want people to eat is because it creates garbage, which attracts birds, and also coyotes, which are not that good for airplanes. So, I've never seen anybody busted for dining here, but no food trucks here. I know that at least one other, what was it, no, not Nashville, but Charlotte, at their new viewing area, they did have food trucks there, at least to begin with. Coming our way now, American Flight 1580. It's going to Tucson, Arizona. That's a MAX 8.
American 1580, AirCR, RNF to Laren, runway white right, cleared forward to go. RNF Laren, cleared to take off, 1 feet right, cleared.
Ron Cole says, I used to eat there all the time, in-car dining only. Well, a lot of people do that, especially when it's 1,000 degrees out here. Sit in the car with the air conditioning roaring. Some people even sit in their car, believe it or not, and they watch Runway DFW, even though they're here. I think after this takeoff, we've got a little time on our hands. I think we can treat you to a round of viewer photos. Now, I really like the viewer photos. People have sent us some really incredible pictures from all around the world, really. And we got some good ones tonight. So let us then get ready for the viewer photos segment, shall we? Viewer photos, an exclusive feature I don't know if it's exclusive, of Runway DFW.
Skywest 4823 News Tower.
Often copied, never duplicated, maybe. So anyway, here's our collection of viewer photos. If you'd like to share your photos, get your pen and paper handy, and we will tell you how to do that when we complete our next viewing of pictures here. So let's get going with viewer photos. Ah, Kevin Kelly, look at this. From August 11th. A Lufthansa A340-300, my second favorite airplane to see after the 747. 4 is greater than 2 after all. That's a terrific shot. Thank you, Kevin, for sharing that very handsome aircraft, which regrettably we probably won't be seeing very much longer, at least with Lufthansa. I know they're retiring their A340-600s by the end of this year. I think this will continue on, but probably not for very much longer. Thanks, Kevin, for that. And now we have a bunch of photos from Sparrow Racing. Sparrow Racing was at London Heathrow Airport, staying at a hotel overlooking the airport on August 8th. So all these pictures are from August 8th. And what a variety. This, of course, is the British Airways Concorde, which is on static display at Heathrow. It's not... in fact, one of our other viewers sent us a similar picture a week or two ago. This is not available for public access. It's in a restricted area of the airport, but if you're lucky enough to either drive past it on a plane or see it from your hotel window or a terminal window, there it is. It's looking futuristic still. Here we have, well, we've got 2 A380s in this picture. In the foreground, a Qatar. In the rear, a British Airways A380. And Sparrow Racing was saying, I hope these, I'm not a professional photographer, so I hope hope these are okay. And I think you'll agree that they're terrific. So thank you, Sparrow Racing. What do you got next? Look at this. It's Air Serbia. An Air Serbia A319-100 on August 8th. I don't know where it was coming from. Well, maybe Serbia, or going to, maybe Serbia. But there it is. Not something you see. It's got an Expo 2027 sticker on there. I don't know what that represents. All right, what else haven't we seen? How about Egypt here? Now that's something you can see at LAX, of course, on a regular basis, and at JFK, but not here in Dallas, at least not yet. 777-300ER. Got some emergency vehicles going out. We've got multiple ones. We may have to pause this segment because I don't know. Not sure what's going on here. So we're going to pause it right there. We've got, now usually when we see emergency vehicles go out, we see like an ambulance and a fire truck. These are multiple instances of vehicles. I haven't heard anything on the air traffic control, which would indicate there's a problem. I think that's an ARF truck. So, let's see if there's anything inbound that we need to be concerned with. The next flight in on the east side of 737-800 American 2092 from LaGuardia doesn't show any emergency designation. Let me do my checks here. If anybody has any insider information, let me know.
2942, Houston, you ready to go?
Got a plane, well, got a couple planes lining up to take off here. Of course, it is so hot and so dry. There's always the threat of fire. But I don't see any evidence of smoke or anything. I'm trying to see where these emergency vehicles are going. They kind of circle around the north end of the west side. Of course, they're over there by the closed runway 18 left.
This is the 18 right. 704, on active default, runway 18 right, please kick off. Whatever you kick off, runway 18 right, on active default, 1104. Right, 2650 with 190.
Another air start going over at UPS.
18 right, clear to land.
So I can't tell, is that going over the bridge? I think it is.
Okay, 29.2, that's departure, please.
So whatever the issue might be, it might be something being dealt with over on the east side, kind of out of our sight.
Right, 3136 is ground, please confirm runway 18 right, taxi golf, and whiskey golf, cross, Charlie 18 left.
Looking over at the East Tower communications, I don't see anything that indicates an emergency of any sort.
Sky 4037, give way to front 118 outbound.
You're parked adjacent to that American Airlines plane. And that plane is flight 2931 to Los Angeles, an Airbus A321. But it looks like it's moving on so that it can get into line to take off. So I honestly, I don't have any inkling of what any issue might be. It could be a drill for all we know.
1104, that's departure safely. First 1104, have a nice day. Right, 2931, go ahead.
Armadillo Tech says last time I was at DFW, they were running a fire truck up and down the main road with lights and sirens back and forth. Thought it was a drill.
Yeah, you can hold the position there. Just let me know when you're ready to get back together. Do you need to go back to gate? Just let me know.
Well, we can only say that we don't really know. These units seem to be making a U-turn. Unless they're going over the bridge. And here comes a landing on this side of the airport, which could indicate that there's something going on the east side. This is our first landing on 18 right of the evening. This is flight 2652, American Airlines coming in from Cancun, an Airbus A321. We didn't see any narrow bodies landing on Saturday over here. All we saw was two 747 cargo jets. The next plane landing on either runway is Frontier 3097 coming in from Atlanta.
kilo then, and cross runway left, and catch the golf to the ramp. Alright, with kilo, cross 1 left, and golf to the ramp. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry.
Now, here are the emergency vehicles. They're at the north end of the 18s right now. This is the one view of. And I think that's an ARF. The truck that's deployed for firefighting an airplane emergency.
American 3136, DFW Tower, RNAV to Laren, runway white right, clear for takeoff.
Runway to Laren, white right, clear for takeoff, American 3136.
Skywest 6436, DFW ground, runway 18 right.
But to be fair, I have seen emergency vehicles rolled just to, just get the dust off or to check their hoses and nozzles. That's always a possibility.
American 790, DFW ground, good evening, runway 18 right, taxi to Golf, Whiskey Golf, Whiskey Golf, cross, runway 20 left.
Remember, you're just with a super chat. Now we're doing jingle requests. But yeah, for a $2 super chat, we'll do a jingle request. For the year 1990, is that right? Whoops. We had our volume there turned way, way down.
1990.
There you go, Emery. Thank you for your super chat. And Mary Extraordinaire has now been a Twin Jet member for 2 years. Thank you, Mary, for sticking with us all those years. I'm trying to remember, did we get to Francis Wade? If we didn't, there's Francis. Wow, 10 months of Runway DFW. Huge thanks, Walt, for your coverage of Dallas and elsewhere. Cheers. Thank you, Francis. So, at any rate, there's an assemblage of emergency vehicles, but I cannot tell what's going on. They're not anywhere close to where planes are taking off. This is, let's see if we can go to our Maparoo and show you where they are as best we can pinpoint it. They're kind of like right here where the 18 right sign is there. It's kind of parked at the top of 18 right or somewhere close to that. So, I don't know. I guess we'll assume that nothing major is happening. We did see an arrival here. That was interesting. Over at UPS, we've got an A300 about to back out. I think we've passed the top of the hour here. Just reminding you that you're watching Runway DFW After Dark. My name is Walt. We're here several times a week, and we're so glad that you're spending part of your evening or morning or afternoon with us wherever you are on this big blue marble. Thanks. Brave Kungpot says, hey, Walt, a friend of mine used to work at DFW DPS, Department of Public Safety, referred to his silver fire retardant suit as his baked potato suit. Yikes. Can you imagine putting one of those on a 100-degree plus day like today? So again, either they're waiting for something or they're just practicing. In any event, I see nothing coming in on either side right now, which is kind of unusual.
American 790, DFW town, at the D-Park, on my way right to pickup. American 509, DFW is ground, there's a border 170.
Here we go with American 790, 737-800. This is off to Colorado Springs. Here on Runway DFW After Dark. In the foreground here we've got an emergency vehicle headed back to base. So maybe it was a false alarm, maybe it was a test, an exercise. We don't know.
Thank you for 931. Okay, no problem. Just let me know which gate or spot answer they're going to give you.
There's Luke's tower. I think I saw a Turkish tail illuminated in the background. Our next treat for you here on Runway DFW.
American 790, that departure.
American 790.
It's going to be UPS flight 755. It's an Airbus A300 going to Chicago Rockford International Airport. And it's, I keep waiting for it to enter this shot. It keeps slowing down and stopping, and I think we'll see it soon. There it is. Well, this is a plane, another plane that was built. Yes, a turn of the century aircraft.
Ground runway 17 right, taxi via Gulf and DHC to accomplish 7 the bridge. American 509, shot there's a heavy Boeing 777 on a 7-mile final, or now the Laren on a 18 right, quick takeoff.
American 509, so pick up 18 right. RF Laren.
Turkish 582 Romeo, heavy contact ground 0.65, top of the bridge.
Tower, Chicago 464 Heavy, runway 18 right.
Florida 801, DFW Grand Race Taxi. Florida 801, DFW Ground, runway 18 right, taxi Golf Whiskey Golf, cross 20 miles. Cargo 464 Heavy, turning 20 right to the left.
Chicago 464, confirm runway 18 right.
German Cargo 464 Heavy, affirmative, 20 right for the land.
18 right, clear to land, and Navy, with 69 to the right.
German Cargo 464 Heavy, yes, you'll make a right turn for the cargo area.
Chicago 464
Possible
Heavy.
thumbnail shot.
American 1111, taxi vehicle to the ramp.
So I've taken all the graphics out.
Taxi go to the ramp. That's by 3097 affirmative. Everybody decides to talk all at once. We're sorry about that. And who else called? We did 725 Heavy, DFW ground, when I went right, taxi your Whiskey Foxtrot, there's our Papa. That's 509.
Nathan, DFW Plane Spotter. Hello, Walton friends. I appreciate you braving the heat to keep my favorite YouTube channel going. Well, thank you for that $10 super chat, Nathan. Much appreciated. So we are about to see this A300 take off on 18 right.
Local 169, I think around, you're going to wait for 1 to pass, the taxi Whiskey Kilo from Port 18 left. Certified Yankee Romeo Heavy, give way to 1 out of 122, right to left. American 3097, DFW ground, when I 18 right, taxi via Golf, Whiskey Golf, cross when I 18 left.
Another arrival.
Okay, American 2931, can you make a 180 and go south on Foxtrot? American 3097, once you get that pad, you're going to see companies just at Foxtrot, they're making
That's
a 180
777 freighter. As you can see, with the condiment livery.
American Local 169, add Whiskey Kilo cross, and then wait left, hold quarter, when I wait right.
Was operated by Aerologic coming in from Toronto. Flight 464.
They may have to angle to the right. There's an aircraft just off your left in the pad that's doing a 180. That's 2931. As you make a 180, you're going to see traffic off your right. They are swinging around you. German Cargo 464 Heavy, right, Whiskey Mike, taxi Charlie to the ramp.
Right, Whiskey Mike, Charlie to the ramp, German Cargo 465.
American Local 169, crossing my 18 right, Whiskey Kilo, taxi Charlie to the ramp, Roger 9. See ya. American 2931 South Foxtrot, just let me know that spot entry, please. Please at 122. American 2958 DFW ground behind that heavy, runway 18 right, taxi Golf, Whiskey Golf, cross from 18 left.
Rohit Praghal says the moon is setting. I do see it. It's not quite setting yet. It's getting lower in the sky. We'll take a look at it as it gets close to the horizon. Thank you for that reminder. We should be making a hard right turn here. There it goes.
Mexico 931, Roger, back, Foxtrot, Golf 8, the Golf to the ramp. Have a good night. Do you want me to keep your flight plan open?
Thought I heard some traffic about a plane
No
making
problem.
a U-turn. Not this one.
Alert 801, cross runway 18 left, and you can change to my frequency 124.15. EVS 75 Heavy, got a clutch there.
75 Heavy, hello.
So there goes an A300 for you.
American 3097, caution surveillance previous parts of Heavy Airbus 300 are now to Laren, runway 18 right.
Iberia Flight 364 to Madrid, an Airbus A330-300 is now on the radar. We can look over here and see Turkish Flight 192, a 777-300ER. And it looks like it's making the big turn over to the east side for the flight to Istanbul. Approaching us is a 737-800 American Airlines Flight 3097.
Port following.
This one going to San Antonio, Texas.
Port 123 to the ramp.
So I think we've got one more plane to look at in the short term.
Port 123, roger, in that case, taxi, or proceed via Gulf, Bravo,
Then we'll get back to
Foxtrot, and Whiskey Lima.
viewer photos. So we've got Volaris Flight 801 going to
Volaris 801 are now to Laren on their way
Mexico
right to
City.
takeoff.
That's it there in the darkness. An Airbus A321
3097, set departure.
Neo.
Local 30 Tango. American Local 3 Kilo Tango, roger, and is Sierra 1 open? Yes, I know that, but I'm showing that Sierra 1 is closed. Just give me a moment to check the port. And Port 123, confirm you're going Golf to Bravo. That area right in front of you is closed. Thank you.
Adios.
Volaris 801, connect departure.
Mexico City. All right, let's see. I think we've got a moment or two to finish up our viewer photos. Where were we? Well, we're at Egypt Air. These, once again, are a series of photos provided to us by Sparrow Racing. Thank you, Sparrow Racing, once again. Let's get on to the next one, because there's a few more in here. This one, let me take out that stripe at the bottom, is Croatia Airlines, an Airbus A220 at London Heathrow. Again, these are all from August 8th, and you see all the variety of tails in the background. I think that's in the near foreground. That should be, I think, Japan Airlines, and then ANA, and Singapore, and Air Canada on display. Next up, Royal Air Maroc 737 MAX 8. Looking very distinctive. Now here's one I haven't seen before, KLM City Hopper. And I've seen that on foreign streams. I don't know if I've seen an Embraer 195 E2. It's kind of a pretty big stretch of the Embraer series. Again, this is from August 8th of 2026 at London Heathrow. And we've got two more, I think. This one, Lufthansa 100th anniversary on a A320 Neo. And I'd seen some of the other liveries, special Lufthansa liveries, but not this one. Well, I've seen this, it's the same on all the planes, I think. Modified for each plane, of course. But I've never seen it on a plane this small before. It's usually on the bigger, wide-body jets. So one more from Sparrow Racing. And look at this one. It's Vueling with the Tour de France livery. And that is a sight to see. You're not going to miss that one. An Airbus A320-200 at London Heathrow. So we thank, once again, Sparrow Racing for that series of photos from their visit to London Heathrow Airport. So if you've got some aviation photographs to share with us, there is the address, Runway DFW. Walt at runwaydfw.com is my email address, and that is how you send them on in. Walt at runwaydfw.com. That's also the address if you're interested in inquiring about being a moderator, if you are having a question or a comment about our broadcast, if you have a criticism we'd like to know. Walt at runwaydfw.com. Here we are at Founders Plaza. The beacon is illuminated. Turkish Flight 192 is about to take off on the east side.
When it opened, I know it closed yesterday morning, but I don't know when it opened.
Shall we see if we can see that one taking off from a distance? It's going to be a 777-300ER. There it goes. Destination Istanbul. One B Attica, is that right? Did I get that spelling right? Hold on a second. Hold on just a minute. One Bad Cat 760 sent a Runway DFW gift membership. Thank you, One Bad Cat. It looks like the recipient is our friend Brandon Rabbit, so everything worked out just fine there. Thank you so much.
But nobody ever got back to us. Okay. No problem. Have a good night.
Rolando Franco really loved that Tour de France livery. That was, wow, I'd never seen that one. And Francis Waite said that Vueling looks like a cocktail. It did look like did have kind of a festive party look to it, did it not? All right, I see almost nothing coming. We've got an American Airlines flight coming in from Los Angeles, probably on the east side. So I know what that means. That means we're going to do a little bit of thanking here. Going to thank our Runway DFW channel members. Put our clock in, have it reset there, and let's look at our members. This list was prepared, well, because I knew I was going to have a very busy day today. I prepared this list last night. So if you have become a member since then, watch for your name on an upcoming stream. So here we go. We thank, first of all, as always, our Runway DFW sponsor, Mr. James Webb. Thank you, James, for everything you do to make Runway DFW run smoothly. Appreciate it. And now we thank our QuadJet channel members. This list was prepared at 11 o'clock last night. We thank QuadJet members 757 Chip, who was here in person with us earlier. Thank you, Chip. Alan J., Alan Silva, Alaska Plane Spotter, Alex Airside, Angela Smith, Anna the Dispatcher, Beaker and Honeydew, Becky England. We thank QuadJet members Beve, Bill Bunting, Brian D., Charlie Bowles, Charlie Otwell, Chris Harris, Christian Anderson, Christopher Bashford, Cineroll Aviation. QuadJet channel members include Cloudy Sayers, Cubs Win, Darren Sorello, David Rutherford, Deeg, Doug Jackson, Drone Oki, Dwayne C., Emirates A380, Eric Coupe, Ernesto Vasquez, Goose 032, Hagler 17, Harrison Kaufman. We thank QuadJet channel members Heavy Sink, James Webb, Joanne Idings, John Lipman, John Gregory, Josh Aldrich, Ken Schmidt, KS Avgeek, Kyle Deegan, Lori M, Lucy Romero, M1 ZZKT, Michael Flannery, Michelle RS, Mike G, Official Weatherman Josh. Some more QuadJet members to call out. Once Upon a Time, Only Planes Network, Parker, Paul S1188, Pete Nordine, Payathon, Raina Taylor, the official equestrian champion of Runway DFW, Richard Hamby, Rick Hoyler, Rick Zirk, Runway Collin County. And we wrap up our list of QuadJet channel members with S35 Bonanza Pilot, Sarah the Real Deal, Sean Bramlett, Skittles, Stephen Shorkey, Steve Lundaby, Texas Girl, The Adventures of Nick and Nora, The Grinch, The Random Spotter Luke, thank you Luke, Tim Arnold Plays, TNT, Oh My, and Will Hutchison. Those compose our QuadJet channel members. Now for the next few minutes as we move along here on Runway DFW, we will show to you the names of our Tri-Jet and Twin-Jet members. Thank you to each of you for your kindness in helping us keep this thing on the air. I'm going to take a hydration break. Here I'm a bit more rehydrated. Got another 767 UPS, that's like 793 going to Louisville. But it's pushing back in such a manner as we might expect it to take off here on the west side of the airport. This plane will be celebrating its first birthday in October, so still got that new plane smell. It's like having disco lights. Big Lombowski, I think Qantas is at the gate, but we can't see it because tonight it is not an A380, it's a 787 Dreamliner. we're looking at this because there's really nothing happening other than this on the west side of the airport, at least as far as we can see. Rochelle Sutcliffe wants to know, what have I missed? I was working some OT. You know, I was doing the same thing. So you missed the first half hour of Runway DFW, which didn't exist today because we didn't go on the air until almost 8 p.m. We saw British Airways A380 take off, but didn't take off over on the west side here. So that was kind of a bummer. And I think, let's see, as far as UPS planes go, I think we've just got this one 757 left over tonight. And I don't know that that's going out. Our flight to Sydney tonight, Qantas Flight 8, is not an A380. It's a Dreamliner Dash 8 tonight. We should have, if Saturday was any indication, we should be seeing at least Cathay Pacific A350-1000 taking off in front of us here on 18 right. We'll keep our fingers crossed for that. As we continue to thank our members, we're now looking at the twin jet members of Runway DFW, and a fine bunch of human beings they are. Thank you. FedEx Flight 1806 to Oakland, a 767, is about to take off over on the east side of the airport. Shall we endeavor to check that out? Let's peek over to where we expect it to take off. There it is. Nicely illuminated for us tonight. Off to Oakland, California. We've seen this plane come over here, or this flight come over here on occasion to take off to Oakland. It's pretty quiet here at the big airport at the moment. We do have a large aircraft coming our way, I think. This ought to be Flight 102 ABX Air, a 767-300 freighter on its way to Cincinnati. And because we've got disco music playing, we cannot engage our singers. But if they were here, they'd be singing the year 1994. What it's doing down there. Thought it was going over the east side. It kind of pointed its nose to the south. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I think it's going to take off from the short tee here on runway 18 right. Oh. Don't see that very often. It's a 13,000 plus foot runway, so if you're not heavily laden, you don't need all that runway. Just take it from about a third of the way down. I think we have more music left, don't we? Yeah, we got a little more. Because we got some more members to thank. And by the way, if you do enjoy our music that we play at this hour. We invite you as a member, everybody who's a member whose name is flashing across the screen is entitled to access the music of Runway DFW, the disco edition, and also a previous edition of the music of Runway DFW. All uninterrupted by some guy's voice and plane noises. It's just the music and pictures of planes. Exclusively for Runway DFW members.
If you'd like to continue right, that's fine. Just go to where you stop that, and then we'll back it out.
You know, I think I've just discovered that our microphone to pick up the air traffic control has gone south on us. We're not in receipt of that transmission. So if you don't hear ATC, that is why. It's kind of way in the background on our other microphone, but I had that one all charged up. I don't know what happened. See, what are these personnel doing? Can't tell what that truck on the left is. Is that a looks like a line painting truck, perhaps? Or I guess it could be one of those trucks that vacuums. Wait, I can see some words on there. Liquidator. Oh, I know what that is. I'm pretty sure that's a machine which is kind of like a super power washer, which they use to erase, or at least get rid of some of the debris that accumulates on the runways when the aircraft tires slam down on the runway. So they'll be using that equipment, I guess, later tonight after they close runway 18 right. Maybe they're going to close runway right. We won't see anything else here. But they would use that to, if you've ever looked at an aerial view of an airport, you know, like a satellite map or an aerial map, you can see you can see on the runway where where the planes land. They all kind of land in the same general area, and after a while it gets just totally blackened by the tire marks. And for reasons of traction, they come by every now and again when the runway's not being used, and they use the liquidator to try to get rid of some of that tire rubber buildup. Ubba Dubba is our newest subscriber. Thank you, Ubba Dubba. And looks like we're about to get rid of the final UPS aircraft over there. It's a 757 getting backed up. This one going to Louisville, the UPS World Port. And we thank again all of our Runway DFW members, as our list has now been completed. Thank you, everybody. You help us stay on the air. I guess I can eradicate our music. I think that was our last, that's the last bit of music we have to play with those names. So I guess that all kind of worked out. So I was going to tell you about this plane. Well, it's a 20th century plane from the year
1998.
It'll be 28 years old next month. So I don't know if they're going to close down 18 right to do cleaning. We may have to go home early. I don't know. So they just pushed that plane directly back, and it'll make a hard right turn towards us. See, can I read that? Esser Sale? I can't quite make that out, but new to this stream, I love the music. Thank you. I appreciate that. I know not everybody loves that music, but I kind of like it. Owen84, channel member, saying good day, everyone. Rohit Parkal says the scraped off rubber from the runways is recycled to make bicycle inner tubes and bladders for soccer balls. Apparently, it's a $10 billion industry. So, good for you, the liquidator. Yes, O'Malley, we used up pretty much all the music. I'll have to make some new music. Either that or we will have to freeze our membership. Just no more members. We don't want to do that. Let's see, anything interesting on the radar? We've got Iberia 364 to Madrid, which is on the move. We've got Cathay Pacific 875 to Hong Kong, an A350-1000, which is not yet on the move. Well, yes, it is. It's being backed out, or at least that's what it looks like on Flight Radar 24. And just turned 11 o'clock here. Aren't you going to make us squint? Oh, there we go. The liquidator. We always expect an energetic takeoff from a 757, and there it is. So just a little after 11 o'clock here. And you are watching Runway DFW After Dark, which it most certainly is. And we're looking for Iberia. Looking. Looking but not seeing. Oh, it's already over the bridge. So Iberia will not be taking off in front of us, or the liquidator. Now, trying to see if we can pick out the distinctive tail of Cathay Pacific, Flight 875 and A350 1000, which is destined for Hong Kong. Beto Basilio saying hello from Little Rock, Los Angeles. AZN boy Jesse said, what was that massive American plane in the background? Well, I think I'm on a different shot now, so I'm not exactly sure what you saw. Do have another FedEx 777 freighter about to take off for Memphis, Tennessee, the FedEx home port here in North America, or at least in the USA. let's see that one taking off, shall we? Well, you really don't have a choice, do you? Well, I guess you can look away or turn to another stream. But then you would be missing this. I don't think UPS has any 777 freighters. I might be wrong about that, but of course I've never seen any here. Doesn't mean they don't have any. But we do see pretty much the full range of UPS cargo planes that remain after the dismissal of the MD-11s. So we had 757, 767, 747, A300. Any I'm missing? That's UPS. Another FedEx wide body about to take off. This one for Indianapolis. It's going to be flight 1609, a 767. 300. An 8-year-old plane. Hey, we've got a flight coming in. Wait a minute. We've got Singapore Airlines cargo coming in. This one from Anchorage. I think we want to make way for that here on Runway DFW. Coming in on 118 right. Yeah, so there we are, twiddling our thumbs, wishing we could see some heavy jet action, and there it is. Fulfilling our plane spotting wishes. Finishing up a about a 5.5 hour flight from Anchorage. So about to take off over on the east side on 17 right, Iberia Flight 364 to Madrid, an Airbus A330-300. Muy buen viaje. I don't know what this vehicle is. I mean, it is super lit up. going to miss that. It's an airport operations car or truck, I believe. All right, so our next question is, where is Cathay going to go tonight? We invite you to come over here to runway 18 right. We put out the red carpet. Well, that probably wouldn't work very well with a jet plane, but the virtual red carpet. I mean, look what's here to greet you. What is that? What does it say on there? Tinco? That to suck up all the valuable rubber residue. Qantas Flight 8 to Sydney is also now on the loose, as far as flight radar is concerned. Tonight, once again, it's a 7879 Dreamliner. We should see that take off over here, and that might wrap up our presentation for this Tuesday, August 18th. Got to clear for takeoff. With some onlookers. Making some sort of a wacky turn there. This takeoff endorsed by the Liquidator. they didn't light up its tail tonight for us. It gets a demerit. Well, as I would have predicted, American Airlines flight number 78 to London Heathrow is going over the bridge to the east side. That's a 777-300ER. But right behind it is Qantas Flight 8. Now, by right behind it, I mean it was right behind it taxiing in this direction. I don't think that's going to go over the bridge to the east side. This is Qantas Flight 8, the Yam Dreaming livery Dreamliner, if my information is correct. Very intricate Aboriginal design. And we'd like for it to come over here. Come over here, Giant Roo. Boy, none of the planes are terribly lit up tonight. Where's the Roo light? So this is coming over here, and I think this will be tonight's swan song. We will have our Runway DFW chatstravaganza for you immediately following our active plane spotting tonight. Chatstravaganza, where you, the viewer, get to chat amongst yourselves while we play music and you watch me pack things up. Chatstravaganza. Now before, we've got a little appetizer here. Before we get to the Qantas flight, it's Frontier with Nevada, the Red Fox on the tail. I think we're going to look at Nevada, and then we'll switch back to the Qantas. See what we can see of that special livery. Now see Qantas, that's how you light up a tail. So we'll see what we can see of the Yam Dreaming livery. Not a lot of light to... oh, they did light up the tail. Thank you, Qantas. Or maybe the light on the other side was broken. I don't know. Meredith, channel member, hand-painted livery. They probably got us on in the cockpit, don't you think, Luke? So let's see. We can kind of make out some of the design if we go in on the tail here. Very intricate. Wonderful thing to see in the daylight. There's a little more we can catch of the front of the fuselage. We've never been this close to this particular plane. And it's off to Sydney. And as always, we wish them safe travels across the Pacific back to Sydney and our friends down in Australia. And that is about going to do it for us on this Tuesday night edition of Runway DFW. We hope that you've enjoyed yourself. If you have, we invite you to give us a thumbs up. Helps us with our YouTube friends. We will. We hope that. And if you really liked it, become a subscriber. It's free. And you get to join in on the chat. So that's a good thing as well. We'll be back on Thursday night for... now, we will not have a Saturday night presentation because traveling will be involved. So may tell you more on our next stream or perhaps later next week. But no Saturday stream, but we will be here Thursday from either here or from Dallas Love Field. So until then... we wish you happy contrails. Well, I should say, that's not the way you say it. Happy contrails to you until we meet again. And thank you for watching. Thanks to all of our mods. Thanks to our channel sponsor, James Webb. And thanks to you, especially, for tuning in for tonight's presentation. We'll see you soon on Runway DFW.
This is Warren Barnett speaking for Runway DFW, a Runway DFW production, all rights reserved.
hello. I'm aware that the wide shot camera there is freezing up on us, and it's really of no value. So I think we may just end Runway DFW After Dark Chatstravaganza a little early tonight, because kind of really need those two cameras to make sense of it. So yeah, well, look, it's not even midnight yet. How can we stop? But we're going to. We will be back. Yeah, there I am, frozen in time. We'll be back with you on Thursday night from either here or Dallas Love Field, if everything works out all right. And want to thank you again for watching. We'll see you soon on Runway DFW. Oh, I understand. But a certain Mrs. Runway DFW has no comprehension. Good night again.